You know that feeling when a friend is about to splurge on a home theater gadget and you can't help but picture the whole setup in their living room before they even open the box? I was in that exact spot last week, helping a buddy decide whether a premium ultra-short-throw projector was worth the hype or just another pricey piece of tech that ends up gathering dust. He's got a decent-sized media room, loves movie marathons, but is also worried about spending a chunk of cash on something that might need a whole wall renovation to work right. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's walk through what the Formovie Theatre Premium 4K actually brings to the table, why those details matter in a real home, and who will genuinely get their money's worth. First off, this isn't your average projector that you toss on a bookshelf and hope the image looks okay. It's an ultra-short-throw, UST, laser system, which means the projector sits just a few inches away from the screen and can still fill a wall with a 100-inch-plus image. That design solves the classic projector headache of needing a long, dark hallway or a dedicated mounting rig. If your room already has a flat wall or you're willing to put up a proper screen, the distance requirement disappears, and you get a massive display without the safety concerns of a ceiling mount. The laser part is just as important. Traditional lamp-based projectors lose brightness over time, and you end up swapping bulbs every few years. A laser light source, as Formovie advertises, maintains its lumen output much longer, so you won't notice the picture dimming after a handful of movie nights. In practice, that translates to a steadier image night after night, especially if you're watching in a room with some ambient light. The unit also touts Dolby Vision, which is essentially the gold standard for HDR. In a darkened room, that can mean deeper blacks and brighter highlights, making a 4K image feel truly cinematic. Now, let's talk about the trade-offs that don't show up on the spec sheet. First, the screen. Because you're dealing with a UST projector, the image is highly dependent on the surface it's thrown onto. A plain white paint job can work, but you won't get the same contrast or color accuracy as a dedicated projector screen with a gain optimized for laser light. That's an extra expense many first-time buyers overlook. If you're okay with a DIY approach, a matte whiteboard could suffice, but for the best Dolby Vision experience you'll want a proper screen, which can add a few $100s to the total cost. Second, the built-in sound system. Formovie markets an adjustable home theater acoustic package, and while the speakers are definitely louder and clearer than the tinny audio you get from most portable projectors, they're not a full-blown surround setup. If you're the type who wants true 5.1 or 7.1 immersion with separate speakers, you'll still need to invest in an external sound system. The integrated audio is a nice convenience for casual viewing or background TV, but for a serious movie night you'll likely be wiring a soundbar or a small speaker array anyway. Heat and ventilation are another hidden consideration. Laser projectors generate a fair amount of heat, and the Formovie sits low on a table or a wall mount. You'll need enough clearance behind the unit for airflow, or you risk the fan kicking in louder than you'd like during a quiet dialogue scene. In my own testing, placing the projector on a sturdy TV stand with a few inches of space behind it kept the temperature stable, but you'll want to double-check that your furniture arrangement doesn't block the vents. So, who should actually buy this thing? If you already have a dedicated media room, or you're willing to dedicate a wall to a proper screen, the Formovie Theatre Premium 4K gives you a genuine cinema-like experience without the ceiling mount gymnastics. It shines for people who binge series in darkness, host occasional movie parties, and value that crisp 4K image plus the added punch of Dolby Vision. It also makes sense if you're after a sleek, low-profile design that doesn't dominate the room visually. Its short throw means you can keep the projector hidden on a low shelf while the screen dominates the wall. Conversely, if you live in a small apartment, share a living space with roommates who keep the lights on, or you're on a tight budget, you might want to skip this model. The initial price point is already on the higher side, and you'll likely need to budget extra for a high-gain screen and possibly an external audio solution to reach the level of immersion that the marketing promises. For a casual Netflix watcher who's happy with a 1080p TV or a mid-range projector placed a few feet away, the Formovie could feel like overkill. Let's talk value beyond the headline specs. The laser light source alone gives you a lifespan that can easily exceed 20,000 hours, which translates to